Montgomery County used to have public schools that ranked among the top 100 in the country. Why do you think that's no longer the case? And how can we get back to having schools that are top in the nation?
Well, and I think that I don't know the answer to this question. I've been meaning to find out. But those rankings, there are so many rankings for schools. What do they mean? Most of the time, they mean that the students are going to highly selective schools where everyone is high income and has the resources to do test preparation, to do enrichment, to do summer camps that help them. So it's not a real test of the quality of the school. It's a test of, can your parents afford tutoring? Can your parents afford test prep? Can your parents afford enrichment? I think that we need to develop our own, what is a value? So we have our external measures, our students' graduation rates, our students taking advanced placement classes, are they taking college level classes? Because those are external measures, right? If our students are passing those external, that's not the test that I'm giving, it's the test that an outside partner is giving. So that's another good measure. Diversity, we value diversity in this county. Okay, are those schools that you mentioned, are those diverse schools? I doubt it. So I think that we need to develop our own measures. Our school system measures our success by three things: grades, the grades that our students and the teachers give, district-wide assessments, and external measures. You can't take one test and say, okay, she's brilliant. That's going to determine the rest of her life. No, you have to look at multiple measures. Some students do terribly on standardized tests, so that you can't use one test to measure the success of a student. So I think that parents do need, I think we need to better explain that to families so that when they do move to our county, they're able to see the value of many different schools and not think, oh, only the school that ranked the highest on this one report is the one that I'm interested in for my child. So great question. And I think many parents struggle with that when they start school in MCPS is, where do I enroll my kid? Where am I going to buy a house? Where am I going to rent? And we do need to do a better job of communicating with the public the different measures that make a school great.
I don't think I can add anything to that, because I agree with Karla. I think that when you look at the US World Report ranking of schools, you're really not you're comparing apples and oranges. You're not always comparing apples and apples. And so if you ask us about our own schools, I think that you would get a better measure. But I also think that if you look at the schools that are highly ranked, they are not diverse schools. They are schools where the parents can provide extra support so their kids can achieve. And so for me, that's not comparing apples and oranges. And just because a school isn't ranked, like say in the top 50, doesn't mean that it isn't an excellent school. Because I recently attended a graduation ceremony for students we have that were getting their associate's degree and high school diploma at the same time. People don't hear about those stories. And what was interesting is you don't hear about the schools that they came from. You would probably say, oh, those are not the schools I want to send my kids to. But yet look at the number of kids that came out with dual enrollment degrees. And the diversity of the group was extremely impressive to me. So I'm not sure that we have an exact answer to your question, but I do think we need to better explain what we're seeing and what's going on in our schools.